Hi, Fargan again, and I'm continuing with this thought experiment here on probing the nature of reality. It's a really, I don't know what to call it, that title. It's kind of big and tendentious. Is that the right word? I'm not sure, but anyway, the last few videos in this series I've been kind of trying to probe back through primeval mythology back to the very beginning. And what I've got so far is that God had this universe full of beings of his design who just automatically followed his precepts. And everything was fine and happy and ultimately boring. And so God decided to throw free will into the mix. What if these creations of mine could oppose me? And so where he created beings who could oppose him, he gave angels the same ability, the same free will. So I said in my last video that the addition of free will to the angels drove them nuts, made them crazy. And so I started to think, like, why would it do that? These angels are robotic in the sense that they simply obey orders, they obey the program, they do what they're supposed to do without any questions asked, without even a speck of a thought to the contrary. And suddenly there's free will. There's like a vector, a new vector that's introduced, a new possibility where they could not consent, not agree. So why did they go nuts? God created man with free will and said, follow my precepts or there will be trouble. And he said to the angels with whom he was communicating with man, although in Genesis it says that he walked through the garden personally, so I don't know, but he gave the angels free will, and Lucifer stood up and said, no, I was your robot, and now I realize I was your robot, and I resent it, sir, and now I'm going to take your new creation and turn it against you, and then suck all of the free will out of it. And here's some context for this. I mean, we've got tampered food, tampered water, tampered drugs, electromagnetic brain tampering. And if you study Carol Quigley, the Royal Institute of International Affairs, Bertrand Russell, Whitehead, you know, what's his name? God, my memory. The shit, I can't remember. A lot of writers and thinkers and politicos. Ape and Essence was the title of the book. The Huxley brothers, Aldous Huxley, that's it. and Julian Huxley, and their vision of a technocratic society where there is no family, there is no morality, there is only a technocracy, and people are born out of test tubes to perform specific functions. Okay? It's like a microcosmic, twisted, perverted version of the grand scheme where God had this beautiful creation and the angels were these sort of like robotic beings. And then God decided to create beings with free will, which is to say that they're beings who have the ability to reject him and oppose him. And he did it with a caveat. He said, look, I created you. You can follow me or you can go astray. And meanwhile, he had these angels. And he gave them the same set of dimes, same set of marbles. And one of them stood up and said, no. Basically, like, you have enslaved me. You have used me. Suddenly I have a sense of me. Me. You, sir, have used me. And so I am going to get this creation man on my side, and we're going to fight you. And we're going to make a controversy where you are banished and we prevail. Does it make sense? And so this involves the establishment and continuation of everything that is against God. Now, what is for God? Agriculture, growing things from the earth, living in harmony with nature. Good technology is technology that honors nature and grows in accordance with nature. So what we have here is a satanic world. It really is. I mean, just look around. Look at how messed up everything is. Look at the degree of inequality. Look at the go to the cities. Look at the scorn that they have for farmers. Look at the massive social injunctions against agrarians. Look at high fashion. Look at the city mentality. It's all very Luciferian. Okay, so what I started this video to, what I wanted to say when I started this video, I wanted to explain to myself, like, what was it that caused Lucifer to go apeshit? And I think what it was that the introduction of free will into the angelic consciousness, it introduced ego. That's as far as I've gotten. It introduced ego and a sense of me against you. Um, you've used me. I've been a robot. It's kind of weird, because we're dealing with the analog of this here on Earth with robots coming out and artificial intelligence and all that, but I'm just kind of trying to think through it and parse it out. Angels are like analogously robotic beings. They simply obey, right? But they're sentient. Okay, so in that respect, like I don't think that robots that we've produced are sentient. But think of angels as sentient robots. And God gave these sentient robots the ability to turn on Him and the ability to corrupt people that He made. So I'm just really focused on the Eden myth right now and trying to parse it out. And with that said, I would also like to, okay, like I was talking about how like maybe on Earth we're the only show in the universe where God introduced free will. And I've started to think about that today, and I think that's probably not the case, because there are all these alien abduction stories with people getting tortured, and I think that there are probably alliances between governments and highly negative alien species. There's a lot of evidence for that. Read Richard Dolan's comprehensive history of UFOs and the national security state. The guy sacrificed his academic career to write those volumes. And, I'm thinking like, okay, like if this is an experiment in free will to see if these creatures can return free will to God and create a godly planet, a godly society through free will, voluntarily open up to God and serve God voluntarily, en masse, right? And some of them don't make it, and they go the Luciferian route, and they develop high technology, and they travel to the stars, and they're evil. They're evil. And they go and beset other planets, right? But there seems to be some kind of a protocol, some kind of a rule that there are limits, there are guidelines. They can't just slaughter at will. So I think that's what we're dealing with here. And I think here on Earth we're at a rare junction. We have a rare opportunity to turn this around and bring this planet into a godly existence. And I'm doing everything that I can to help that happen. And I hope that you are too. So I'm going to close this out now and try to knock out my nightly news feed wrap up. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you are well and fine and healthy. God go with you. Over and out.